Hello, my name is James Payne, and for my final project, I chose the drug ketamine. Now, due to technological difficulties, I cannot share my computer screen and record at the same time, so I can't show the images during the presentation, but I will show them at the end of the presentation, because that's all I can do. Now let's begin the presentation. Ketamine is an anesthetic that numbs the body and can create hallucinations if abused. Ketamine originated as a derivative of PCP. It was created by scientist Calvin Stevens at Park Davis Laboratories in 1962. Ketamine was created to replace PCP due to having less hallucinogenic effects in surgeries. It is used for humans in minor surgeries, and it's also used for animals by veterinarians. It was originally used as field medicine for soldiers in the Vietnam War. In the 70s, it began to be used for recreational and therapeutic purposes around the world. Illicit use became popular in the 80s in clubs. It remains known as a quote unquote club drug to this day and is popular in dance cultures, parties, and raves. Ketamine is an anesthetic drug that is also considered to be a hallucinogen. When administered, ketamine metabolizes into a metabolite called norketamine. They both act at the NMDA receptor on the glutamate neurotransmitter. Ketamine is an antagonist of the NMDA receptor. The blocking of the glutamate creates analgesic effects, meaning the user loses the ability to feel pain when taking ketamine. Symptoms of ketamine usage is nausea, numbness, slowed movement, slurred speech, and a high heart rate. It is also common for ketamine addicts to have a damaged bladder and or kidneys. When attempting to quit using ketamine, there will be withdrawal symptoms, of course. These withdrawal symptoms include a loss of hearing, motor skills, and coordination. Now, ketamine affects the urinary system in the body. Now, what the urinary system does is that it filters blood and removes waste from you. The urinary system removes toxins from the body in the form of urine. Now, the way how it works is blood is going to enter your kidneys, and the kidneys are going to filter the blood. The kidneys are separating the toxins and the nutrients from the blood. So the nutrients are going to go back into the bloodstream, and the toxins are going to go to the bladder. Now, the bladder will eventually dispose of the toxins in the form of waste, also known as urine. So when you go to the bathroom, you're getting rid of the toxins from your body. Now, the organs included in the urinary system are the bladder, kidneys, ureters, and urethra. These organs are the major components of the urinary system. Now, ketamine will destroy the bladder when it passes through your urinary system. Ketamine users have reported cramps and blood in urine. The urinary system struggles to filter ketamine quickly. Therefore, the bladder is damaged and cannot contain urine for extended periods of time. So, continued use of ketamine equals in weak bladder. Now, the DEA schedule for ketamine is a Schedule 3 non-narcotic substance. Now, for some interesting facts about ketamine, are the symptoms of ketamine have been linked to causing schizophrenia. Now, that doesn't mean all schizophrenics have used ketamine in the past. It does not mean that at all. What it means is that some ketamine users have developed schizophrenia, and it can be attributed to the use of that drug. Now, recreational usage of ketamine became popular in the 70s when two books were published. The first book was Journeys into the Bright World by Marcia Moore, and the second book was The Scientist by John Lilly. Now, these books contain personal accounts on using ketamine, which is what made it super popular because it was described in detail on using ketamine. Now, another interesting fact is ketamine is actually used for children when they're going through surgery in really small doses, despite the risk involved of ruining your urinary system. Now, ketamine is illegal to possess and distribute. You cannot have it, you cannot sell it, you can't give it away. You shouldn't have it. Possession can result in 5 years in prison minimum, and distribution can result to, at a minimum, 14 years in prison. Stakes are pretty high. Now, that ends the presentation. I'm going to show you the images really quickly. Ketamine comes in the form of liquid or powder. That is ketamine on a spoon. So you can kind of see for size reference. Now, ketamine, when it's taken, when it's in the form of the liquid, it's usually injected with an IV or a needle into your veins, into your bloodstream, and the powder can either be consumed orally, so you could either eat it, or you could snort it, put it up your nose. It really depends on how they're using it. Another image I was going to show, if technology was working, was just a couple of images of like your average nightclub. This is where ketamine is most popularly used. In the nightclub, apparently the high amplifies the feeling around there. Then at the end, I have my sources listed right here. It might be hard to read. If it is, then just contact me and I will give them to you in full. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.